As well as their new album, Universal Themes by Sun Kil Moon, I also saw Sun Kil Moon perform live.
Oh my god.
Yes, they were playing in Leeds at the Leeds Irish Centre.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and they were incredible.
Excellent.
It was an amazing gig. So, Sun Kil Moon, the reason I wanted to talk about them is because they seem to have gotten a lot of stick recently for the live stuff, right?
Okay.
Because what they do is, the guy who's in it, Matt Kozlek, he's had a career since 1992, was the first album they've done, but they only perform music from the last 3 years.
Okay.
He's constantly evolving and he refuses to, like some guy actually shouted him to do a request for a song that came out in 1994 and he just ignored him. So people have a go at him for that, but I think, to be honest, that's pretty good.
I think so, yeah.
If they just played out a bunch of hits, I think it'd be rubbish.
It gets a bit boring.
It gets a bit boring. And what they also did, which people give him stick for, is he completely changed the songs.
No, see, I like it when they do that.
Not in like a boring sort of... Like, it was interesting because I went by myself, but I was chatting to this guy from New Zealand through the whole thing, and he said that he went to see Bob Dylan live, and he basically just sang a bunch of words over no real melody.
Oh yeah.
Like, he saw him live, like, I think it was last year, and he just did his old songs, but over a bunch of cacophonous noise.
Yeah.
So like, I got in stone, over someone going, but what he did was like, he basically played, almost all of it was off of the new album and Benji, and there are a couple of ones off of collaboration albums. But Benji is all done on nylon string, and it's really acoustic, and he did them with like a full rock band, so it wasn't a complete change, you could still tell they were the same songs, but they'd been completely freshed out with...
I think it's kind of cool.
It is cool, it's really cool.
I like it when bands do that.
Yeah, some of the songs are even improved.
Yeah.
Like, there's a song called, what's it called now? It's called, Richard Ramirez Died Today of Natural Causes.
Oh yeah.
And on the album, it works because it's just sort of him against this really sort of minimal, it's him on guitar against like a really minimal drum beat by Steve Shelley from Sonic Youth.
Oh yeah.
And it's really, really tense because of that. Because the song is all about how Richard Ramirez, who was a serial killer, died of natural causes, and he details other people who've died too early. That's the one that has a James Gandolfini reference in.
Oh yeah.
And then it's all about that, and it's sort of really, really tense. But when he did it live, it was almost like it was really, really loud, and it sort of built up, but it built up like electrically into this sort of like noise freak out at the end.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Like the songs worked for the same reason because it was tense and built and built and built.
Yeah.
But on the album, it sort of fizzles because it's just him on like acoustic guitar. On the actual live, it built and built and built and then sort of exploded at the end.
Cool.
Like it should have done. Like neither of them were really better because they were doing it from completely different angles. But it really, really worked live. And it was really, really well sequenced as well, the concert, because he started off with sort of 5-minute songs, and then at the end he must have played 5-10-minute songs back to back. Like they were just, and like all the new stuff was sort of left till the end, and it was really, really well sequenced the way that it sort of built up to his new stuff, and then it ended like that. And he was doing, he's seen as being a bit of a dick on stage. Have you heard about that thing with the war on drugs?
Yes. Yeah, remember telling me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing a show and War on Drugs were playing, but they were too loud, so you couldn't really hear what he was saying. So he led the whole audience in a chorus of "Suck My Dick, War on Drugs," and it got like loads of media attention and stuff because people were saying he was a dick. But he was really lively. He was great. He was really playful with the audience. He got like a random woman off the stage, onto the stage, and was singing "I Got You, Babe" by Sonny and Cher.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He just sort of stopped the show just to have this sort of like piss take sing along.
Yeah.
It was great. He was making jokes all the time. He made jokes about how much of a dick he's seen as in public, but it was clear that he was absolutely loving it.
Cool.
The show ran for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
It was great. There were no support act throughout. It started at about 8:15 and he finished at about 11:15, and he never flagged. Like it never felt like he was bored or anything.
Great.
He was great. He has an amazing voice live as well. It was just all just great. Everything really worked. It's probably the best concert I've ever been to. It was amazing. He's at a real career peak. He played about half of the new album, the best half, and it was great. The venue was all seated. Some people have problems with seated gigs. Do you prefer to stand or?
I like having the option.
The option to stand.
I like having the option to either stand or sit.
Yeah. this would have been you couldn't have stood up though.
No.
Because it was 2.5
It's too
hours
long,
long.
innit? Yeah.
But also none of the songs are like dance songs are out. So you'd have essentially stood there motionless.
Yeah, so you
for
may
2.5
as well be
hours.
sat down.
Yeah.
I remember seeing when I saw Iron Maiden when I was a teenager, I was stood up for 5 hours.
5 hours?
Yeah,
You must have felt awful.
because like, well, it was the adrenaline and the excitement of seeing Iron Maiden, so it didn't really cotton on until the next morning. But but me and my brother were at Sheffield Motor Point, and we were there at like 4:30. The show, the doors opened at 7 because we wanted to be as near to the front as possible.
Yeah.
We literally ran in, and from about 6 o'clock until 11 we were stood up.
Yeah.
Because they had the support act on, who was really shit. I think they were Airborne, who were like an Australian rip-off of AC/DC. They were shit.
Yeah.
So that made it worse because we were like, oh, we got to stand through this shit. And then when Iron Maiden came on, it was like, you forgot about how achy your legs were, you forgot about how you're feeling, you're just like, yeah, fucking Maiden.
Yeah.
But no, I imagine for those kind of gigs, it is probably better to be sat down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. He gave little stories about stuff, and he was just brilliant. And imagine this would be the best time to see him, because his career now, he's like, the recent stuff is great. He does it in a way that's interesting without just ripping off like what he's done on the studio. Apparently, when he first started, he was really nervous. A lot of bands are like that. Isn't it weird that like when like his early albums in the 90s are amazing, like the Red House Painter stuff, but apparently live he was terrible. And I've heard the same about loads of bands, like Modest Mouse when they started, they were terrible, and loads of them are like awful live, but like when they go on they're good, even though the music sort of decreases a bit.
Yeah.
But no, it was great. Anyone who has a chance to see Sun Kil Moon, I would go see it. It's brilliant, and he's completely connected. It's great, and sort of you just get like a complete show. You get 2.5 hours of great music intercut with funny stories, and it was really funny and all, which I didn't expect, because the songs are really, really serious.
Yeah.
But he was just taking the piss in between. Like, apparently he didn't do this at this show, but apparently he did it at one show where he gave this rambling speech about like, and he went, when you're 48, your dick doesn't do what you want it to. Anyway, here's a song about my mum. And he performed a song called I Can't Live Without My Mother's Love. But no, it was absolutely great. Anyone who got a chance to, go see Sun Kil Moon. Brilliant band live.